here's my favorite one. There were a handful of things that were extremely just so delectable about this house, but had no sort of appraisal value. And let me tell you a little bit about this, which is the house was itself extraordinarily attractive. It was 2 blocks away from the New York City train station in Montclair, New Jersey. That, by the way, is something that a buyer is willing to pay for, but an appraiser isn't really willing to give you, any sort of extra value for proximity to New York City train. It was on a double lot, and yes, you definitely, would get some sort of value from an appraiser for a double lot, but probably not as much as a buyer was willing to pay for it. It had it was a farmhouse, Victorian, so it had this sort of cuteness factor, but it also had this gorgeous wraparound porch around the front. And I'm going to tell you right now, that wraparound porch has the same exact value as a little enclosed front porch does. On a much smaller home, by the way. The appraiser isn't necessarily going to give a greater value for a gorgeous wraparound porch than a little one up front. Oh, here's my favorite one. You walk in and you're like, oh, this is cute. And then all of a sudden you hit the back of the house. And the back of the house has this like unbelievable cathedral ceiling extension. Once again, it actually took your breath away when you walked in. You were just like, oh my gosh, really? And that house, I look at that house, I'm thinking, wow, fantastic, phenomenal space. Once again, the buyer is attracted to this amazing high, tall ceiling. Guess what? No appraiser is necessarily going to give you any more value for the cathedral ceiling than any other ceiling. So there were 4 factors that pushed on this house to make this house more valuable in a buyer's eyes than a mortgage company appraisal was willing to give it.